The walls are closing in around Donald Trump, and it seems like at this point he knows it because in a visibly depressed speech this morning, Donald Trump really lost all control and said what we all know, that it's over for him because as more polls come in with Kamala Harris continuing to surge, especially in the new swing state of Iowa, Donald Trump's lead that he thought he had that was never really there is completely fallen apart, and that is why he is losing it. And we are going to get into that speech. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 500,000 subscribers, and it would be amazing to pass that. So if you want to subscribe, that goes a long way. Now let's get into this angry speech from Donald Trump.
We had the best border that we've had in recorded history. I mean, it was good. And I took over a mess because I took over the mess that Barack Hussein Obama and this, who's a big divider, who's a major divider, and he's a major troublemaker, okay? And you know, I've always treated his wife with respect. Just one of those things. But I've always treated his wife with great respect. But she came at me the other day. That's not nice of her to do. And I think we're going to start having a little fun with Michelle. I think we're going to have a little fun with Michelle. But I always treated her with a lot of respect.
Of course, in the final 2 days of this election, Donald Trump's focus isn't on the economy or any issue or even defining Kamala Harris. It's yelling about Barack Obama, doing his Barack Hussein Obama bit. I'm so tired of Donald Trump. Just hearing his voice, hearing him attack Kamala Harris, President Biden, President Obama, and now he's attacking Michelle Obama as well. Just listen to what he had to say here.
Barack Hussein Obama and this, who's a big divider, who's a major divider, and he's a major troublemaker, okay? And you know, I've always treated his wife with respect. Just one of those things. But I've always treated his wife with great respect. But she came at me the other day. That's not nice of her to do. And I think we're going to start having a little fun with Michelle. I think we're going to have a little fun with Michelle, but I always treated her with a lot of respect.
Donald Trump continues to make strange threats against our former First Lady, but I don't even know what we're going to have fun with her means. Does that just mean that you're going to continue to attack her? Is that another threat? Of course, Donald Trump has been threatening a lot of his political enemies, especially Liz Cheney lately, and that anger just continued to boil over and come out when he was just talking so grossly about America. Take a look.
A golden age, but that's hard to believe because we have been so low. We've never been this low. The image of our country is terrible. It's terrible. It's a failed country. That's what it is. They view us as a nation in decline, but even worse, they view us as a failed country. We're going to turn it.
He is constantly and consistently filled with anger, filled with grievance. What happened to the patriotic party that the Republicans claimed to be? Of course, that was never true. It was just waving and hugging flags with no real substance behind it. But now Donald Trump says is America's garbage. He's constantly attacking our country as third world, and of course, attacking his political enemies like he did right here.
Corrupt party. Guys like Adam Shifty Schiff, these are corrupt people. And to think he'll probably be a senator, can you believe it? Watermelon head. No, he's a watermelon head. He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. I don't know how the hell he can hold up that enlarged watermelon head. What an ugly guy, both inside and out.
Yeah, I don't think Donald Trump, of all people, shouldn't be talking about who is ugly inside and out, considering all of that going on. But I know this doesn't actually bother Adam Schiff, but who it does disturb are soft Republicans, right-leaning independents who are just put off by Donald Trump's personal attacks, his grievance, his anger. And so in the last 2 days, Donald, keep letting it fly. Keep attacking people. Keep yelling, screaming, being so upset, because it's just a turnoff for everyone, especially when Donald Trump wants to go after everyone and everything, including the polls that show him down, which is exactly what he did right here.
But it's now or never. This is it. This is the moment. We've been waiting 9 years for this, and we got 2 days, and we got all this crap going on. with the press and with the fake stuff and fake polls. And by the way, the polls are just as corrupt as some of the writers back there. They can make those polls sing. They can make them sing. They brag about it. I got a poll, I'm 10 points up in Iowa. One of my enemies just puts out a poll, I'm 3 down. Joni Ernst called me, everyone's called me. They said, you're killing in Iowa. The farmers love me and I love them. But they came up, they just announced a fake poll. Hey, think of it, right before the election that I'm 3 points down. I'm not down in Iowa. I got $28 billion for the farmers. $28 billion. Nobody else would have gotten 10 cents. Joe would sleep. Do you think he thinks about the farmers? And you know who gave me the $28 billion for the farmers? China, because China screwed our farmers. And then they tell me I'm down in Iowa. I don't think so. And you know what? A good poll, Emerson, no friend of mine, they said that poll is wrong. Everybody said, why do they announce a poll that's highly skewed toward Democrats and liberals? Why do they do that? When you read it, they interviewed far more Democrats than they did Republicans. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? And I guess there's a law that they have to say that because they would have preferred not having to say that.
Oh boy. He knows it's over, doesn't he? He can really start to feel it at this point. And again, it's not just that Donald Trump knows he's losing this presidential race, but he's not running for president. He's running to stay out of prison. He is running to cut a big tax cuts for his friends. He is running to serve Vladimir Putin. And those are the things he won't be able to do, especially prison, that is driving him so crazy. It's why he's pushing election fraud like we see right here.
But they found, as I understand it, I mean, I don't know what's happened in the last day or so, but in Lancaster, they found 2,600 ballots, all done by the same hand. In other words, the same exact penmanship, the same hand, the same everything. It was all done by the same pen, the exact same pen. And then they go and they say, well, this is a conspiracy theorist.
He knows he is behind, and so he continues to push these claims of fraud. But it really escalated when Donald Trump decided he wanted to start talking about genetics and fraud as well, and really just admitted that it was over in this race and his claims of election fraud. And you'll see what I mean when you check out this clip.
You know, it's a little strange. I'm a pretty smart guy. I have genetic. Do you believe in genetics? I do, you know. Fast racehorses produce fast racehorses, whether you like it or not. And but I'm a very I believe in it, and like I'm smart. I tell the story. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He said brilliant. Well, probably brilliant, but no. No, and we do the weave, right? This is a weave today. They'll say, and this is a very important lesson because I'm trying to tell you what's happening with our country. It's going bad. And it can never get fixed because we're never going to get the right people in because of what they do with the elections. We're going to get a bunch of crooks and horrible people. And not dumb people, by the way, you know. She's a dumb person, but the party... But she's not going to run. She's a vessel.
So Trump says it's going bad and we will never be able to fix it, essentially because they rig elections. He said they're going to keep putting these bad people in, essentially admitting defeat, knowing that Kamala Harris is going to beat him in this election. Now, of course, the reason Donald Trump is giving that he knows Kamala Harris is going to defeat him, why he is admitting this defeat, is he's saying, oh, it's going to be rigged. It's so unfair. They're cheating me. That's not actually true. You're just a terrible candidate in person and also a criminal. There's a long list of reasons. But Donald Trump is saying what we all know. He is losing this race, and he is so upset about it. It's why he continues to attack election fraud, even though it doesn't exist. And he even went so far as to attack Fox in this clip right here.
Oh, if you even mention the fact that there's cheating in elections, they turn you off. I mean, this is supposed to be one of our brave, very brave networks. I won't mention which, but you can imagine. You know, it's one thing when CNN and MSNBC crooked as hell. Look at CBS.
Now, he didn't directly say it, but we know Donald Trump is talking about Fox when he's saying there's networks who aren't brave enough to let you talk about election fraud. Of course, Fox doesn't want another $787 million lawsuit, but Fox isn't the only news outlet that Trump went after. He also started attacking CBS.
Look at CBS. Look what CBS did. They took this person who's a low IQ person. They took her, they interviewed her, and the main question they asked her, she gave an answer that was absolutely insane. It was a pile of words taken, mixed up, and thrown onto a board. It was the craziest frickin' answer I've ever seen. And CBS, who's licensed for free, they don't pay anything, by the federal government, why aren't these licenses bid out? Why aren't they worth billions of dollars? All they're supposed to do is be honest. So CBS, now their main news show is 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes took her answer, realized it was a disaster. And you know they wouldn't do it for me. They would love me to give that guy. And you're right. So she said, you would never mess up anyway. You're right. I mean, you know, somebody else, hey, I sat.
Non-stop grievance, non-stop complaints all the time. Aren't people getting tired of this? Well, actually, clearly they are, because we see the MAGA rallies getting smaller, Donald Trump's crowds leading earlier, and that is driving him so crazy. The anger just always boiling over. He can't take it anymore. And so he has to direct it at new people now, and I guess he's upset with AOC, who's been doing a pretty great job calling him out in the important swing state of Michigan. And he had this to say about AOC.
I mean, we have a girl, not a smart girl either. She's not smart. She's got good shtick, but she's not smart. AOC +3. Do you remember how this whole hoax started? She came down and she started screaming at senators that have been there for 30 years, Democrats, and they were totally afraid of her. They're less afraid of her now, but half of them are gonzo. And we've spent trillions and trillions of dollars on things that, you know, putting windmills all over these magnificent plains and fields and valleys and oceans. And then they had one whale in, I think, 50 years come up. And then last year, they had like 18 of them wash ashore, die. And it's all a big hoax. So many things. So this is just like, we're talking about a history lesson. It's just, to me, it's more interesting than the speech that you've heard approximately 900 times, because I've been saying the same.
This is an unhinged and out-of-control individual that should be nowhere near the Oval Office ever, period, full stop, end of sentence. Beginning of Donald Trump's prison sentence soon. Please. That's what we need. We need to move forward, and that's what we're going to be talking about on this show every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video, and if you're stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.